Coach, thanks for joining us. We'll start out with an opening statement and we'll go to questions.
Yeah, thanks. Obviously a good win, great win, good to get off to a good start in the league at home. And really, Parker Messick doesn't lose very often, especially when he has the lead. So I thought Rhett was okay. I thought he came out in the first, truthfully, it was a little too amped up. It was 94 to 96 in the first, which is not really who he is. And I felt like that hurt him in the later innings a little bit, but Rhett did what he does and gives us a quality start and, sprayed it around a little more than he normally does. But, I'm hoping that'll be Rhett's worst start of the year. And if that's the case, we're going to be in business on Friday nights, if that's the case. Really happy with the way Cam threw the ball. Obviously Derek, again, first ACC outing, was probably a little bit skittish and it showed, but, he found a way at the end there to make a big pitch and get us in the dugout with a great win. Offensively, Danny Corona obviously had a huge day, but the swing of the game was probably Adam Cecere, to 2 outs, kind of a situation, where, we got a runner on runners at second and third, and, Florida State gets a big punch out, and then Adam comes up with 2 outs and singles to right to give us the lead, the first lead of the game we had. So that was a huge hit. And then obviously Danny Corona got us on the board with the solo home run and then kind of, spread us out, took it from, 4-2 to 7-2 with the 3-run homer around the pole. So great day for the young freshman. So, great team win, happy to be on the board and excited to get back at it tomorrow.
Tom, just curious, was Crum who you kind of had on the board for today, or was that one of those situational things that it became a good spot to put him in there for his first ACC action with a nice cushion?
Yeah, we had him up and ready when the game was a little tighter, truthfully, and and he stood out there for a while. I think that's the other thing that probably contributed. He's out there for a while waiting to come in, and he's really new to pitching, so probably threw a little too much down there, but once he was warmed up and ready to come in, in a 9-2 game, we, if he hadn't been throwing yet, we would have went to somebody else, but because he was already loose and ready to come in, we just went with him.
Was he probably about one more base runner away from getting the hook?
100%. Yeah, Adler had the next hitter. Absolutely right. Yep.
You talked about Danny Corona earlier, but you didn't get a ton from the middle of the lineup. You talked about the big hit from Adam Cecere, but the bottom of the lineup once again delivered in spades. With Corona, 6 RBIs. I guess, what do you do when you get that kind of production out of guys down that low in the batting order? It's got to be quite a luxury.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, Jake Reinisch down there has been so good. He had a big hit, off Crowell, in the first and third situation after they got first and third, nobody out. They get a big strikeout, and then Reinisch singles through the 6-hole there, and then sets it up for for Corona to get the base hit to right and spread the lead, which as it turned out we probably needed. So really excited about the bottom of our order, and Pierce Bennett. I got to give a shout out to Pierce Bennett. I mean, great at bats all day. We put 27 pitches on their guy in the first inning in large part because of Pierce and Turk, the first 2 hitters of the game. And it really kind of set the tone for the rest of the day for us. So I was thrilled with Pierce Bennett today.
Yeah, that was the next question, was just how important was it to get those 27 pitches on Messick early in the game and to just kind of be able to get to the pin a little bit earlier?
Well, it's huge. I mean, last year, Messick, I think, went 7 or 8 against us last year, and we lost 2-1. And he's a competitor, and he's the preseason favorite to be the ACC Pitcher of the Year, and he's off to a great start. He's got gaudy numbers. So to get a win off of him, when especially when we fall behind 2-0, not easy to do. So proud of our guys for sure.
Is it the point that if they get like 7 or 8 innings out of Messick today and they win a game like that 3-2, 2-1, doesn't that kind of even set the tone for the whole weekend as well? And you disrupted that tone by getting to them tonight.
Well, for sure. Plus, we got to see a couple of their bullpen arms. I mean, Kroll's one of their high leverage bullpen arms, and Hare, is a guy that we've seen in the past, and he's got a really good arm. So it was good for us to, again, get a look at Kroll, especially because I know they're going to in a tight spot. They're going to go back to that guy, and we had 6 or 7 of our guys face him, so that's always a big bonus for sure. Is get into that bullpen early in the weekend, so you have a look at those guys, and you just feel a little more comfortable in those at bats later in the weekend.
Obviously, the only way to sweep a series is to win the first one, but also the best way to win a series is to get the first one. Just how important was it to go out there and kind of show what you guys are and grab this win tonight?
Well, it's huge. And, again, as everybody knows, we didn't play the greatest early schedule. And, and nobody knew what we really had. And, a game like this, makes a statement.
Tom, it looked like guys were chasing some pitches, kind of innings 3, 4, a little bit 5. But then they got a little bit more discipline and started running some counts up there again. Looked like their approach was a little bit more, let's go the opposite field again, go to the backside.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Larry. And I give Messick credit. The first time through the order, he didn't really throw many changeups at all, which is kind of his go-to pitch. And then the second time through the order, he kind of featured heavy changeup. So I give him a lot of credit for pitching that way, because as a hitter, that makes it tough. You're in your second at bat and you still haven't seen his best pitch. So he was able to, and he's got enough fastball that it's hard to, it's hard if you're sitting in between those two pitches, it's going to be a long day for you. So again, I think that was in part due to how Messick pitched us the first time through the order. And then again, the good news was once we got to the third time through the order, we had some pretty good swings.
That pitch that Cesare hit, it looked like it was pretty good spot. He just got really good plate coverage and plate extension on it.
No, for sure. That was a good piece of hit, and Messick made the pitch he wanted to make. He had 2 strikes on him, and give Seth credit. He put a really good move on that ball for sure. I totally agree with that.
Thanks, Tom. Great win.
Thanks,
Congrats,
guys.
Tom.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Out of here.
Danny, Les John's here with Demon Deacon Digest. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I bet you are doing well. Talk to me, I guess, just in general. What was today like for you, man? It had to be a pretty sweet day.
Yeah, for sure. It was a surreal experience. It was our first ACC game of the year, something we are all looking forward to. Something I definitely had marked up on my calendar. I was super pumped up. As a team, we worked super hard for it, and we showed out. We prepared, and I think come back and do it again tomorrow.
That's a good point. Danny, it's like I asked Tom, it's like the only way to win a series, only way to sweep a series is to win game 1. And the best way to win the series is to grab this first game. So how big is getting this first one in terms of accomplishing what you guys want to get done this weekend?
Yes, sir. Our team's big on one game at a time. We kind of, in our huddles, we always talk about one game at a time. Don't look ahead. So we still haven't mentioned anything about Sunday and tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow and come back with the same mentality we had today.
What were you seeing on your 2 home runs? Walk me through those pitches and how you're able to connect and get the long ball.
Yeah, so I kind of knew he was coming with the heater that first home run. So I just got my foot down on time, and I was trying to hit it backside. But I'm still happy with what happened. But yeah, and the second one, he was spinning it a lot. So I was sitting on spin right there, and it happened.
What was it like rounding the bases, knowing that you contributed in such a big way to today's win?
It was an amazing feeling. Our crowd was electric today. Hopefully we have that every game here. It was just insane seeing my teammates and coming out on top today. We were super proud.
The start of the season, is this everything you kind of imagined as a true freshman? Is this kind of beyond what you thought was possible?
If I'm being honest, I've never played on a team this close. And we just go out there and have so much fun together. Those are all my brothers, every single one of them. And we have the strongest chemistry of any team I've ever played with. So, that's something I've never really experienced. And I'm glad that I have all those guys who have my back and I have their back, and we all play for each other every single day.
You got anything, Mr. Larry?
Yeah. If you could expand on that a second, is it because you've played on a lot of showcase type teams and more travel tournament teams? You know, what's been the difference that with this team?
I think this fall we made it a huge goal to come close together as a team. I don't know if you guys know, we went on a retreat, and that helped me get closer to a lot of teammates that maybe I wasn't close with before the retreat, and we all kind of bonded and had these amazing experiences together, a lot of team bonding stuff, and it's starting to show off.
Have you ever hit ninth in a lineup before?
No, sir. But whatever it takes, I was super happy to be in the lineup. And I think we're strong 1 through 9. So I could care less where I'm heading in the lineup. I just want to help my team win.
Were you surprised the first time you saw that, or did Tom warn you or give you a heads up?
I wasn't surprised. I like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to where I'm heading in the lineup. You guys know 1 through 9, we're all hitting pretty well right now, and we're a well-rounded lineup.
Plus, it's all situational once it gets to your at bat anyway. It doesn't matter where that lineup card is.
Yes, sir. Second leadoff guy, 9 hill. Just try and get on for the guy behind me.
Well, heck of a day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, Danny. Thanks a lot.
Good.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ryan.